Hello everyone, this is Mumbo here, welcome back, and today is another episode of Too Small, the show in which we take an average everyday build and say, hey, that's far too small, how about we make it 10 times bigger? And this episode is absolutely no exception. We're going to be taking a look at the Slimeblock based hostile mob farm. Now I know what you're thinking, this right here does not look like a Slimeblock based hostile mob farm, and you'll be right in saying that. In fact, this is the missile silo that I uploaded just a couple weeks ago, but the original idea behind this build wasn't to be an awesome place to store your rockets. It was actually going to be a hostile mob farm. The idea was that mobs would spawn on these platforms, and then we would retract all of the blocks using redstone. They would all fall through, land on some hoppers, and all of their items would end up in chests. But sadly, there are a few problems. So this here was the original design that I came up with. It has got 5 layers, all of them consisting of those same slime block and block platforms, and all of them are retracted using this hopper clock over here. Now, as I say, all that happens is the mobs spawn on those platforms and they fall down onto the hoppers, but as you can see, it's not particularly efficient. We don't get many mobs spawning whatsoever, and that's due to the fact that there are very little spaces for the mobs to spawn, which means we need to make things a little bit bigger. So you can see this is a little bit more like it. We now have 5 times as many spawning platforms, and that means that more mobs are spawning altogether. They're all dropping out the bottom and falling down into the hoppers. All of their items are traveling across into the chests at the end, and we are getting a good number of item drops. But the issue is, it's still not particularly impressive, is it? We're not getting that many mobs falling, and I think we need to scale it up just a little bit more, because at the minute, it's not looking particularly brilliant. Now, before I load this world, I just want to warn you guys something. I've actually tried to record this Too Small episode beforehand, but I couldn't do it. My old graphics card used to just crash, and Minecraft wouldn't run, but now my old graphics card is broken, and I've got myself a new one. It's the GTX 980, and hopefully it should be able to handle this. So let's go. I've double clicked on the world. It is booting up. Here it is. Here are all of the modules. This is the gigantic slime block based hostile mob farm. And let's just sit back, relax, and wait for this thing to fire up. All of those blocks are going to be retracted. There's going to be a lot of stuff going on. There we go. It's gone a little bit slow. The mobs are falling quite slowly. But, to be honest with you, that was pretty good. My computer handled it really very well, and we got ourselves a decent number of mobs, but you know what? It's not as many as I was actually expecting. That's a little bit disappointing, I have to say. This is a very big mob farm indeed, and it's just not producing quite enough mob drops. If you take a look at the output chest, you can see that all of the mob drops are flowing in relatively quickly. We've got quite a large number of them, especially considering that's just a couple of cycles. So it is producing a lot of resources, but I have to say, considering the size and complexity of this thing, it's probably not worth building yourselves. There are much better mob farm designs out there. In fact, I'll put a link to a couple of them down in the description. So I guess the moral of the story is, bigger isn't actually always better. And with that, I'm going to leave you. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please be sure to hit that like button. And if you really loved it, then make sure to subscribe. But thanks for watching, guys. This has been Mumbo, and I'm out. I'll see you later.